The following is a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
Remember a simpler time when it was okay to be weird, have fun, and think for yourself?
Well, those days are over. The art of conversation itself is dead. Sacrificed on the altar of divide and conquer and disguised as political correctness and spared feelings. I believe that unity can only come from truth, and that the only way to find truth is by exploring and embracing our valuable differences and having civil, open-minded, and uncomfortable discourse. Conspiracies, politics, religion, and all the taboo topics are mainly just craze you don't bring up around the Thanksgiving dinner table. We are here to literally change the world one uncomfortable conversation at a time. So if you're easily offended, put your big girl panties on and buckle up, Buttercup, because you chose to be here. I'm Dan Smots, you are the power, and this is The System Is Down.
Well. Welcome back to the least comfortable show on the web, everybody. It is The System Is Down, where we talk about all the uncomfortable topics like conspiracies, politics, religion, politics, and culture, and politics, and more politics, and all that stuff. Mostly politics lately. We talk about whatever I feel like talking about, because, don't know if you know, my show. I'll do what I want. And as I'm sure you've noticed, we are not live today, and we're also not talking about the news today. I know, it's been like 2 weeks since we've talked about the news, and I feel just as weird about it as you do, if not weirder. But as I was looking through my notes, so I've got a lot of things to discuss here at the beginning, but I was looking through my notes, and I was like, do I do this episode today, or do I do a news episode today? And I was going through the notes, and I'm like, not a lot of news, I'll be honest. Like, a lot of the same news over and over again. A lot of the political news is the same, and a lot of there's a mass shooting every couple days or so, and they're all being used by political opponents for the same political reasons or whatever, as they always have and always will be. There are some crazy shit going on. There is some crazy shit going on with gun grabbers and all that fun stuff, red flag laws and those types of things that we'll probably get into in the future. But with the mass shootings and stuff, I usually kind of wait and see how things pan out a little bit before I jump in too crazy with it. And it's been pretty difficult to even know what's going on with a lot of these things. But we'll talk about all that more in the future. The main reason why I'm not doing a news episode today and why I'm not doing live is because I had a very strange project plop into my lap in between. So I went to Reno, and did all that fun stuff, and now I've got all this footage and everything that I'm going through, putting out these different clips and things, which you've probably been enjoying, different pictures and all sorts of fun things. More to come, so no worries. I just put out all the speeches from the Mises Caucus Bash, or the Take Human Action Bash, from Friday night in Reno. So there's speeches from Maj Toure, Ron Paul, Dave Smith, Angela McArdle, Tom Woods, Daniel McAdams, Zuby, and I think that's it. So check out all those. They're all up on the Mises Caucus page, YouTube page and all that, and Facebook and everywhere else. Check out those. That's some of what I've been doing. But I had this weird project fall into my lap, which was some people from Chicago who are filmmakers, independent filmmakers, reached out to me and they said, hey, I have family from Aledo, my tiny little crappy hometown. They're like, we have family and ties in some strange way to Aledo, and we're making a feature film in and around and about Aledo, which is very odd, and I thought it was a complete scam. This happened. They got in touch with me a couple months back, but I thought it was a complete scam when they hit me up on email, because I was like, yeah, I get these weird emails of anytime I post a video, people being like, oh, I want to work with you, and usually they're in broken English or whatever, and seems a little shady, like enter your social security number here and we'll take care of you, or whatever that type of stuff is. But it seemed like a scam, but they're legit, and they're doing this legit, and I'm having the pleasure / exhaustion of helping out with that while trying to juggle getting this Reno stuff edited and put out. So Reno happened, doing this film, this feature film right now that I'm working on, that's been nighttime and afternoon time and morning time sometimes. Like I'm not like complaining because I'm doing, of all the people working on this thing, I'm doing the least amount of work because I'm doing primarily the behind the scenes footage and stuff, and then I'll shoot like a B-roll and get some inserts and stuff like that. But it's been a lot of work and it's been a lot of fun and a lot of late nights. So didn't have time to put together news as thoroughly as I normally like to. And also there wasn't all that much news to talk about. Once again, there are some things that we will be addressing. Maybe I'll do another episode later this week or early next week. I don't know. But this film thing I'm dealing with, and I've got a wedding this Saturday. I've got a wedding next Saturday, and then I'm going straight out to New Hampshire and Porkfest and all that. So lots of things, lots of busy. You'll have to bear with me as the schedules shift around a little bit. Maybe we'll do live streams on a different day, or we'll do some pre-record stuff. It's nice. It's weird. It's kind of nice, mostly weird, to be doing this pre-recorded thing because I haven't done these in a while, and it feels even more lonely to not even have a comment section. But drop into the comment section as you're watching this in the future because it helps the algorithm that hates us so much. It helps them not know that we are as terrible as we are. So this episode is Reno. In Reno, I was planning on doing a bunch of these little mini interviews, and then I did some Thursday afternoon and evening. I did 3 of them, and then I was swamped the entire rest of the weekend, so I didn't end up doing any more. So I did one with Toad, one with Reed Coverdale, and one with Spike Cohen, who I'm sure is just thrilled to be lumped into this category of interviewees. But hey, it is what it is. We were all there. We're all hanging out, and yeah, just got these, planned on doing more, didn't do more. So I'm still putting them out because I think they're fun. It's me, so it's not too serious. It's a lot of silly nonsense because that's how I roll, especially when you're in like serious political situations. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have some fun. And don't worry, fear not, there will be an after party. You will get something new as well. As promised, I told you guys that I would be doing a reaction/review of the Joe Jorgensen speech from Reno. That's going to be the after party for today. I'm going to do that right after I'm done recording this here. I'm going to do that, and it's gonna be fun and silly and nonsense. But when looking back on that speech that she gave and my live tweeting during it, I may have been too harsh. It may have been because I was exhausted, because I was overworked, because I was running around, because my back hurts chronically, and a number of reasons. I could have just been in a bad mood. I'm not sure. I haven't gone back and rewatched the speech since then. However, I am now in a mental state to give you the exact experience that if I was live streaming my reaction at the time. I am now exhausted. I am overworked. I am maybe a little tired and cranky. So I'll give you the exact experience and the thoughts that I had at the time, and maybe some new fresh ones as well. But all in good fun. All in good fun. If you want to hear that, go on over to patreon.com/The System Is Down and join the Downers Club. Speaking of the Downers Club, we have a couple new ads, one in particular, one very special new ad, and that is from an anonymous source. That's right. If you don't have something to promote, but you just want to like support this show and maybe troll somebody, you can go on over to patreon.com/The System Is Down and buy an ad with the intent of trolling somebody. So I will just say right now, I will spend the next 30 seconds to say, Sharon, you know who you are. Sharon, join the Libertarian Party. And I know, you guys, normally I'm not the one that's like preaching, oh, you have to join the Libertarian Party. I mean, there is the argument that now that the Mises Caucus has taken over, there might be more of a justification for you joining the Libertarian Party because they're not as cringy or whatever. But it doesn't matter. All that matters is somebody's paying me to say, Sharon, join the Libertarian Party. We are your real family now. Florida Sharon. I don't know if she even wants her name. I don't know. Like, it's always weird. I don't know whose names are supposed to be shared and whose aren't. But Sharon joined the Libertarian Party. This is a new campaign, I guess. Free markets. The free market of The System Is Down ads is you pay me and I will rant about the thing that you told me to rant about. And today it is Sharon join the Libertarian Party. Do it. And I have no real incentive for you joining the Libertarian Party because I would imagine once you join the Libertarian Party, this ad money goes away. I doubt this person will continue giving me this ad money if you join the Libertarian Party. But Sharon, join the Libertarian Party. Won't you consider it? I mean, if I can get a little spiritual about it, even. 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Put away those childish things, Sharon. Put away the old parties. Those are childish. Join the very, very serious third party option, the Libertarian Party. Sharon, do it. Do it. And if you would like to join Sharon in joining the Libertarian Party, you can, but more importantly, go join the Downers Club, because if your money's going somewhere where it's going to be put to good use, it's going to be there. Let's be honest. Join the Downers Club and become a producer. People like Amy Lepore, James Jenman, Perry Nord, Adam Choit, Crystal, Leanne, Autumn, Ryan, Patrick, somebody, Andrew, Magoo, Victoria, Dickie Walnuts, Representation Zero, Fans Out Media, Carolina, B, Joe Kabinski, Derek Evans, Tim Brown, Aaron Stute, all the classics, all your family. Come join the family, not just the Libertarian Party, but this one here at patreon.com/The System Is Down, and troll your friends for only $50 a month. No, join the Downers Club for only $5 a month. That is the cost of one super chat per month, and I am not allowed to take super chats. I am not allowed to monetize anything pretty much anywhere. You could probably guess why, but you will not only be helping this show, but you will be getting more weird, more raw, more offensive, more weekly content, including the after parties every single week, including this day's after party. That will be the Joe Jorgensen fun roasty recap of that thing. So patreon.com/The System Is Down. Get in there, join it, and Sharon, join the Libertarian Party. Anyway, also shout out to Amy Lepore, the good doctor Amy Lepore, because she's sponsoring the show as well and isn't giving me something to promote. So I'm going to promote instead the Libertarian Party of Delaware. The Libertarian Party of Delaware is pretty based, except for when they were taken over briefly by this man, Rickety Cricket. And just so you know, nothing that I say here was actually endorsed by Amy Lepore. But I was endorsed by Amy Lepore, and she's not telling me what to say, so this is what I'm saying. If you know, you know. If you don't know, it's whatever. I'm not going to be too mean, but hey, this guy was just officially overthrown from the Libertarian Party of Delaware. The takeover that happened there, the not good takeover, the if you know, you know. If you don't know, it's fine. You don't need to know. It's all good. So this episode today, everybody just go support the Libertarian Party of Delaware, Amy Lepore, and Anthem Planning. Don't know what it is. Josh talks about it all the time. Must be great. But yeah, your endorsements, your money also might fund me trolling you. So if you appreciate that, then so be it. Patreon.com/The System Is Down. I want to, before we get into some stuff, I did want to play. There's I put out another one of these highlight clips from the thing. This is Joe Hopman. I don't know anything about the guy, but just here's the highlights from the vice chair debate. You just judge for yourself and let me know what you think.
Okay, I will say, if I do get elected, one thing. Yes, okay, go ahead. Well, of course, don't worry. You get to talk all you want after this. Bring out your dead. I will say this. If I'm elected at the next convention, prior as a training, we will run Life of Brian. You're not going to vote for me. Libertarianism is not economics. Economics is part of freedom. Okay? Sorry, too loud. Nobody's heard of Mises outside of our people. Okay? He is not greatly respected. He is not even thought about. Well, then why are none of his books available other than from the Mises Institute?
Because they're free.
And nobody else. Yeah, of course they're free. Nobody can make money selling them. You okay?
Because you can get them for free.
Fine. I suggest you give them out. Give them out. I suggest you go downtown and go to the people who are trying to make a living and hand out Mises. In fact, I'll help pay the postage.
Yeah, but Ron Paul went from university campus to university campus getting a bunch of young people to read
I
this
was
book.
at DePauw University when Ron Paul said, "Don't call me a libertarian."
Okay.
I know Ron Paul. I've known him since '88. Don't give me that bullshit. Oh.
Well, thank you for that. So,
Good Austrian economics, okay, who had been in the party for a year. So, I told you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I went off topic. What a thing to do at a libertarian convention.
So, first of all, I'd like to say that maybe Ron Paul told people not to call him a libertarian because of people like you.
All right. So, that happened. That was a thing. That's another one that I've been planning on sharing. Again, nothing personal. I don't know this guy. I don't know him from Adam. Until he was in this race, never heard the name. Doesn't matter. If you act a fool in public, I will film it, I will release it, and people will laugh at you. That is my only goal here. Just don't do that. You've beclowned yourself, sir. I've only lended a little bit of aid in your quest on beclowning yourself. So, it happens. And for people who were like curious of like why does the Mises Caucus need to take over and do all these scary things? I don't know. Like Exhibit A. And that's like the tip of the iceberg. Like I've had some of my normie friends who don't even pay attention to any of this stuff, don't even know anything about the Libertarian Party, be like, who was that guy? Who was that Nick Sarwark guy in that one video who was clearly faking his own attack? Who was this Joe Hotman guy? Who are these friends of mine outside of politics, pretty much in general? I think they voted for Biden even, reaching out to me and being like, who are these insufferable pieces of shit? And it's like, well, that's nothing. You have no idea. That's nothing. That's why, guys. That's why this is happening. Anyway, yeah. I mean, there's good people on both sides. There's some insufferable Mises Caucus folks as well, but yes. Yeah, judge for yourself, and as more stuff comes out from Reno, judge for yourself. That's all. And this episode probably isn't the content to judge. Maybe I'll throw on a speech at the end of this, just for good measure. I think I'll throw on Maj Toure's speech from the Take Human Action Bash, because I thought it was great. Thought it was important to think about, and yeah. After we get through our silly interviews here, which I've prattled on too long here at the beginning, but after we get through our 3 silly interviews with Toad, Reed, and Spike, then we'll throw on something serious at the end to cap it. And then, if that's too serious and you feel yourself being a little too, serious, you just come on over to the Downers Club, and you can listen to me make fun of Joe Jorgensen's speech, if you want. It's all in good fun, guys. It's all in good fun. It is. I promise. Anyway, that's that. I think that's all the stuff. I will be I'll be jumping over into the bonus here now. It should be available whenever you're watching this, but patreon.com/The System Is Down. And like, share, and subscribe, do all that stuff. I'm going to let this roll, and this feels weird. I feel like we were just getting to know each other, but now I have to go and do other things. I will be back soon. We will talk about news, I assure you. But yeah, bear with me as the summer gets busy and chaotic, and I'll see you guys at PorkFest at the very least, and lots of fun stuff coming up. But here is my interview with. I'll start with Toad. Fuck it. All right, let's get weird.
Most likely, there are probably single IPAs that are that alcohol content as well. But
tell me more.
Well, I know a lot about beer. Actually, what else do you want me to tell you about it? Where is Voodoo Ranger? Actually,
Where's what?
Where is the Voodoo Ranger Brewery? Actually,
I have no idea, but the Voodoo Ranger is right there on the table.
Yes, I see that. Yes. Hell yeah.
We're here at the Libertarian National Convention in Reno in 2022. The big one, the REEno thing, I believe. I'm here with Toad from some show. Toad, how are you?
Toad, never heard of him. Never heard of whatever this show is. And you must have seen one of my most recent tweets because you're saying
I didn't. Nobody did.
Oh, you didn't see that? Oh. REEno was, I think, an original idea of mine where I was saying that because we have a large contingent of the bitch fuck cucks here in Reno, that is what we're going to make them say by the end of this. When this is all said.
It wasn't an original idea for you internally, but I had already posted it a long time ago.
You did? Damn it. Maybe I hadn't even seen that, and it was in my subconscious. I don't know. I'm jokes.
I actually thought about making a shirt that said REEno, but then I was like, that's only going to matter for like the next 3 months, and nobody will care after that. But what brings you out to Reno, Sir Toad?
Well, multiple things, but what I said when I was attempting to become a Massachusetts delegate successfully, it wasn't really that hard, although my dick was hard. But I said that it's to make the bitch fuck cucks cry. That's really the reason why we're here.
You said that live from the convention?
I said that, yeah, at the Massachusetts convention, absolutely, yeah.
So when you say, when you use words like bitch fuck cucks, could you explain exactly who these people are that you define as the bitch fuck cucks?
Yeah, so this is actually a term that originated from Reed Coverdale on my podcast, Tower Power Hour, his first appearance on the show, I believe, or maybe the second, where the term basically refers to the loser brigade, fakertarian type of libertarians.
The people that aren't here today.
Some of them actually are here.
Are they? Who have you seen?
I've seen Nick Sarwark, and I heckled him.
Dude, I got on my layover flight in Denver.
Yeah.
Nick Sarwark got on right after me. It was like Agent Smith getting on the plane right after you, and you're like, oh shit. I don't know what I would do if I booked a flight to Reno and then I sat down and then Nick Sarwark sat down right next to me and I had to spend 2 hours next to him. That'd be beautiful. But
you'd have to like really try hard to change your seat or something. That would be probably undoable for me. Yeah.
So, what brings you here exactly, again?
I'm a Massachusetts delegate, and we want to eliminate the bitch fuck cocks. Oh, and speaking of the man, there he is right now.
Right. So, speaking of bitch fuck cocks, there's a lot of them walking by who have been.
That's right.
Not him.
This David
other
guy
people.
right here,
Yes.
him.
No. There was an individual that walked by, but yes, you were defining. I believe you were defining bitch fuck cucks for a second there. You said loser brigade. You said people that what? Like what are their motivations? What do you see the bitch fuck cucks as?
They're people who try to tear people down rather than trying to build people up or even build themselves up, I will say. So they make accusations of just bigotry and way worse things than that, really. And they, like I said, they try to like destroy people's careers, essentially, like they've done with Tom Woods, Dave Smith, and guys like that. So
now, I gotta ask, because you're one of the hosts of the Tower Power Hour podcast, and you talk about people who tear people's reputations and careers down. You're doing a really good job at tearing your own reputation and career down. So I'm curious if, are you projecting at all? Because you spend a lot of time criticizing other people and tearing down people's careers, even if it is just yours and Cole's or whoever's. But what's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't think we're trying to destroy each other's careers so much as we're just busting each other's balls, and we're here to make people.
But if you're busting your own balls, you are trying to tear down somebody's career.
Tear down my own career in that case. I'm not actually. Although I do feel that if people at my job were just like find the podcast, figure out who I am, and see it, I would probably lose my job, to be honest. And it actually happened to Cole. Due to his shit posting online, he got doxxed and he actually lost his job because of it. And then he wound up finding a better job almost immediately, and I think now he's transitioning into an even better job. Wow. Not just transitioning gender either, which I think he's also doing, which explains all the baby weight that he's put on recently.
Now, with all the transitioning and everything going on in your podcast and all that, and you guys aborting your own careers and stuff, like you say that you don't hurt, you're not looking to hurt yourself, but there's a part of you, and I know that you're like into emo music and stuff. Is there some sort of masochism here? Is there some sort of self-harm that brings you out to Reno to suffer whatever this is? And not only that, but suffer like all the punishment of putting yourself out there and actually trying in this party because most people hate it and they will attack you?
Yeah, I mean, when you're in like the comedy space, especially, which I think we are with our podcast.
You're not.
Yeah, I would say that I am.
You'd be wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, in general, if you're in the comedy space, or if you're me, I guess.
Big hypothetical. If you are.
Yeah, or if you're me, then I think there is a lot of darkness underlying that, which because tragedy and humor are definitely linked. So I think that's the whole deal. It's you get it all in one package, basically.
So what you're saying is, because the Holocaust happened and because Ukraine is being bombed by Vladimir Putin right now, that is the reason, that is your driving motivation for telling jokes about dead babies and things.
Yeah, actually, yes. It's to make people laugh, and I think it brightens people's days. So that's
it doesn't.
The whole deal. Well, then we're failing miserably, I suppose.
I agree. I'm glad we can come to terms on that, at least. Now, you're a delegate. What is, like, how do you see this stuff going? Like, you're a Mises guy, right?
I am, yes.
So do you think the takeover clean sweep, are you, like, ultra optimist like a lot of people are here, or are you skeptical on any of this?
I only have mild skepticism. I think that what we've seen over the last couple of years or so, what we've seen at the various like state conventions and how those have turned out, and just like PorcFest last year and events, even like this right now, we see just a lot of support for like the Mises Caucus in general, and just that flavor of libertarianism, I would say, which I think is really just core libertarianism. I think that's all it is, really. So I do think that the same thing is going to happen here, and I think there will be like some pushback. I think some crazy things might happen, like what we saw in Pennsylvania and even in my state of Massachusetts, some places like that, where you see some of the bitch fuck cocks, for lack of a better term, rage quitting the party, and you might see stuff like that and some pushback from them and stuff like that. But I do think that that it will be a win for the Mises people, if that makes sense.
By a win, do you mean clean sweep, or do you mean Angela and maybe a few others? Because there's a lot of people that are saying, like, it's going to be a clean sweep. I don't know. Personally, for me, I'm like, yes, ideally, hopefully, that'd be great. But I'm also, like, realistic enough to be like, there might be some shit that goes down. I don't know, but...
Yeah, I think likely probably there will be some shit that goes down. Hopefully it's not an insane amount of shit. I mean, we have seen that in some of the states, but really only a few of them. And yes, thank you, Reed. Reed is making jack-off gestures behind the camera there. Yes. So I don't know enough about maybe some of the smaller races to know if it's really going to be a clean sweep or anything like that. I don't know.
Say races or racists?
Both. Yeah, I don't know. Even though I guess I am a racist, I don't know enough about the racists in general. But yeah, I'm not sure that it'll be a clean sweep, but I do think it will be overall a win. I do see Angela winning. Josh, I believe, will win, and I think the important races will be won by Mises people, at least the majority of them.
So as far as these nerd sports go, one of the biggest contentions is the Josh versus Eric Rautsep shenanigans, whatever. How do you feel on that? Are you a Josh man?
I'm a Josh man. I'm friends with Josh. The man has stayed at my house and has been a fairly welcome house guest, let's say. So.
Gay.
I did not want to throw him out. Yeah. No, I like Josh a lot. I think he's a good guy. I think the criticisms that he receives, I think maybe they're legit, but I think they're all kind of about really like party inner workings and stuff like that. And I really just don't give a shit about that. And he's up against Eric, who I don't know him personally, but I know that he has supported very recently gun control measures and anti-libertarian things, let's say.
That's debatable. He's gone back and forth on some of the gun control statement. I brought it up on my show, and when he explained it on my show, it was what he said then was, if I'm remembering correctly, was there's no point in bringing up new gun legislation if we haven't enforced this old gun legislation, which is not the greatest or most libertarian perspective, but the way it's been presented since then is we don't need new gun legislation. Let's until we do that. Very much less libertarian, I've heard him say since then, of we need to enforce this before we enforce that, rather than let's enforce neither of those. But
Yeah, I mean, I still don't see that being a very libertarian stance. I think
It's bad. It's
yeah,
not good.
yeah. The libertarian stance is abolish all gun control. I don't really see any other way around that, or any way to really vote for the guy if he's not taking that stance, especially for a position as vice chair where you are going to be to some degree in the spotlight and be a face of the party. So I do think that messaging is still an important aspect of that, even if maybe the underlying
Who is the last vice chair?
Alex Merced, was he the last one?
Well, he was a while back, but yeah. Who was the vice chair under Joe Bishop Henchman?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, and I love Josh, and I would love for Josh to be the person there. And ideally for me, like, Josh would be the guy, the vice chair that is able to give the messaging, able to, like, replace Angela if something happened, God forbid. And then Eric is brought in to do the stuff that Angela wants the vice chair to do. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle on this, but yeah, it's up in the air with the Mises Caucus. Do you have any predictions? Who do you think will win between the two of them?
I think Josh will win.
Why is that?
I mean, I just think that he's been like in the vice chair races for a bunch of times now. I think he's
so name recognition.
Name recognition. He's put his work in. Yeah, I mean, I think that will put him over the top.
And he is not one to shy away from the. I believe the phrase is bitch, fuck, cucks. I'm not sure. Could be wrong. But so for you here, you are doing the Tower Power Hour representation. Really? You're the sole guy. They allowed you to come out and represent. What are you doing to represent the Tower Power Hour at the polar opposite of what Tower Power Hour is, which is libertarian-ish, like, fuck the whole thing. You're here at the thing. Like, do you feel dirty?
I don't. I don't feel that it's necessarily the polar opposite of what we do. I mean, I think that we're on Tower Power Hour. I think all of us are at least. I mean, we're not necessarily all in the Mises Caucus, like Jose definitely is not, but I think we are all at least sort of friendly to that style of libertarianism, at least. So I don't think it's totally out of line with it, just to get involved in it. And plus, we're also here to network and to party and things like that. So that's part of the reason why we're here. It's a package deal.
So plans for tonight, expectations, any predictions, anything that you think is going to happen. What do you think is going to come out of this? And you're going to the stuff tonight, right? With Dave Smith and all that shit?
That is right, yeah. So I'm going to they're Dave and Robbie and Kyle Ruff, I believe, are doing doing 2 comedy shows tonight in Reno. And I'm going to the late comedy show, and I'm going to the Part of the Problem live taping as well, because they are doing that as well between the 2 shows. So it's going to be a fun night, and there are going to be a lot of people there. All the shows are sold out. Yeah.
So, most importantly, on karaoke night, what is your karaoke song?
Ooh, I have a number of karaoke songs. I would say that one of my go-tos is definitely Careless Whisper. I do like doing that, and maybe going down into the crowd and getting a woman who wants to dance with me while I'm doing it.
Who's that? What's that?
It's Wham, or George Michael and Wham, yeah.
I'm disappointed. Like, you're an emo guy. I expected more, but...
I'm not only an emo guy. I definitely went through an emo phase, and I guess the emo phase never actually really leaves you. So I do listen to that music and pop punk and stuff like that, and that was definitely...
If you ever in your life find yourself playing emo covers on a ukulele, then you are not only emo, but you are hipster emo. You're like next gen, next level emo. So I don't think you can run from that at this point.
That's true, and I have done a number of emo songs at karaoke. I'm guilty as charged as far as that goes. As far as...
So... my real question is, what would be your go-to good song for karaoke?
With karaoke, you don't necessarily want to do good songs. That's kind of the deal with karaoke, is you want to do something that the audience is going to really have fun with and get into. So you don't necessarily, like, you don't want to do, like, I don't know, Bohemian Rhapsody or something like that, which is something that's considered to be like an all-time great song.
Because you will never do it justice, but that doesn't justify why you're not emoing in your karaoke.
I have. I'm trying to think of, like, what if I would pick one emo song at karaoke, what would it be? I've done well with, like, I mean, Coheed's not really emo, but they're kind of they get associated with emo. So Favor House Atlantic has been a good one to do at karaoke, and I've done that on Uke and got a good response with that as well. Coheed actually retweeted a tweet of mine where I did Liars Club, so that was pretty cool, getting retweeted by the band. So I do love Coheed. As far as if you want me to go emo with it, they're like a top 5 band for me, but they were the band that kind of bridged me from emo into progressive, which I'm definitely a progressive rock type of guy, so I listen to that and stoner rock and metal and stuff like that.
By progressive, do you mean like politically progressive? Do you mean like just gayer and gayer music? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely it.
Makes sense. Gayer than emo. Impressive. Now, what's the next plan for the podcast and everything? Do you guys have anything coming up? Are you guys doing anything this summer?
So next up on Tower Power Hour, starting, I believe, next week. In June, we're doing an Alex Junes or Jonesin' for Junes, in which we are going to have a series of episodes where we talk all conspiracy theories for the whole month. And our first episode is going to be with Crip Daddy, the legendary and now crippled comedian who's been on our show a couple of times already. Insanely funny dude. One of the funniest guys that I've ever talked to. And that's going to be up next Wednesday. So I think that's going to be great. The whole month is going to be great. And
what's the topic he's talking about?
I don't think we've decided on that yet. Yeah, so, and we have some other things in the works for what we want to do throughout the month that I think are going to be good. And there are going to be some pretty weird out there conspiracies that come up, I'm pretty sure. So
awesome. And if the Mises Caucus completely abysmally fails during the next 24 to 48 hours, what will be your personal response?
I'm probably just gonna keep doing Tower Power. I'll just commit suicide immediately. That's where the emo really comes into play. I'll be a true emo person. Yeah, I'll slash my wrists for sure at the very least. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm on the 27th floor, so maybe I'll be able to, just as immediately as possible be done with the whole thing. But no, I will still continue to say fuck the bitch, fuck Cox. I think if that happens, by the way, I think it will be a result of ridiculous shenanigans that take place. I think that's the only way that happens. And if it happens, I'm going to continue to do what I do, shit post. I want to make those people cry, even though most of us are mutual blocks on Twitter at this point, but still, I mean, that's... I want to make them cry, but I want to make most people laugh. So really, I mean, it's all about humor still at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Now, Toad, thanks for being here. And tell people your final thoughts, anything that you have to say to Reno people in the future who already know how this turned out, probably, and anything that you have to promote. Feel free. Here's the mic. Take it away. Do whatever you want.
Well, I mean, I would say to the Reno people to still keep doing what they're doing because I think the real libertarians that are involved in the party have definitely swung it significantly in that direction recently. So keep doing that. And I got nothing to promote aside from Tower Power Hour. So, just check us out, watch that. We got banned from YouTube, although we do have a new YouTube account where we live stream to it, but we're trying to get everybody over to Odyssey. So we are on Odyssey and we're on all the audio platforms and stuff like that too. But if you want to do the live stuff and be really offensive with the comments, anything goes on Odyssey. So that's really the place to find us. We're trying to build that up and become one of the biggest podcasts on Odyssey. So let's do that. Hell yeah.
You were supposed to be first. Their convention was supposed to be first. That's actually it's perfect because
You're just going to let me stand here now like a total faggot.
Today's show is sponsored by Libertarian conspiratorial fantasy author Jack Casey. Whether you're looking for a 3-book fantasy sci-fi epic of love, death, and dystopian civil war like the Royal Green series, or just looking for a quick, dark, comedic cultural commentary tale about a transsexual slayer of COVID regime vampires, like his latest book, WVW, Jack Casey Books will keep you adequately entertained and pondering the universe to your weird little heart's content. He's the Ayn Rand meets Stephanie Meyer meets somebody who actually writes entertaining books with his own unique little downer-esque flair. Find out more about Jack Casey Books at the aptly named jackcaseybooks.com. Once again, that is jackcaseybooks.com. So we're here at the Libertarian National Convention in Reno with Reed Coverdale from the allegedly nationalist, white nationalist capitalist podcast. Is that?
Yes. Yeah, it's the Nationalist Capitalist Podcast.
Nice. Now, I approached you at PorkFest last year, and there was a bit of controversy, a bit of a scuffle. Do you want to explain what happened there?
Well, I mean, I was there, getting my local neo-Nazi chapter all riled up, and you came over and you said that you disagreed with what we had to say to some extent, and so you started causing a scene, and I said, sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, and if you don't leave, things are going to get ugly, and I don't really feel comfortable finishing the story on the camera. I'd rather talk about it off camera first.
I understand. We can, black out your face if you want, so people don't know who you are, don't know your fake identity. Because you are a Fed. You came, out of nowhere and blew up out of nowhere. So people have called you a Fed, mostly me. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's really hard to mask the instant feeling of being found out. But aside from that, I'm not a Fed, obviously. I mean, a Fed would, try to gain some monetary value out of this instead of just doing a podcast from the back of a truck, without showers for days on end and, working 60 hours a week. If I were a Fed, I would try to do this in a little bit more comfortable, lucrative way than I have been doing it, I think.
Now, you've been playing the part of, it's I'm doing this whenever I can, I'm doing it on the side or whatever, but you've blown up faster than I have because I've been doing this for 5 fucking years, and you came out of nowhere. And now the George Soros money, or whatever, the MAGA money, I'm not really sure which one. How are you, to the crowd that is paying you, the Soroses and the MAGA people, what do you say to them? How do you justify the amount of money that they have contributed to your presidential campaign? I'm pretty sure Larry Sharp said.
Well, it is the MAGA people and the Soros people because it's the Epstein people, which is, both of those groups combined. And I really am just trying to, throw the scent off by talking about Israel all the time and,
And by smelling like a trucker, that throws the literal scent off for people.
Yeah, so in a figurative and literal sense, I am just about throwing scents off. That's kind of what I do. So it's just reverse psychology. If you saw the Mises Caucus had a hit piece put out against them by the Southern Poverty Law Center, claiming
it was pretty based.
It was pretty based, but I was honestly pissed I didn't make it into the article because of all the work I've done. But that type of thing is, it's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to discredit this entire party and this movement, and basically bring everyone down who has any criticism toward the Epsteins or the Soroses or the MAGA people or whatever. So I think all in all that my donors should be proud of how much I've discredited this movement.
How much you've brought the Southern Poverty Law Center into discrediting the movement. I applaud you for that, for sure, because a bunch of racists need to be called out, for sure, in the Libertarian Party. Now, you were the unity guy before, and now you're the fuck these Mises Caucus guys, I'm pretty sure. What you told me behind the scenes with with your collusion with the Southern Poverty Law Center and everything, in your attempt to thwart the Mises Caucus, what has been your best achievement? Well, is it Tulsi Gabbard?
Yeah, I think by effectively getting Tulsi Gabbard to run under the Libertarian Party banner, which she's planning to, become the first Libertarian governor from Hawaii, and she's going to run strictly on abolishing all gun control. I think that, by just throwing everyone off and basically legitimizing the Democrat Party instead of the Libertarian Party, it's probably done the most to distract people from Dave Smith's run and, maybe actually get her to run with DeSantis in 2024. And, I think it would really just distract from everything going on here.
What is your favorite quality of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
I think it's impressive, how well she feigns sincerity and then votes the complete opposite way 2 minutes later. It's really impressive, yeah. I would say, yeah, just she'll pull tears, she'll throw a fit, she'll do a great speech and then instantly vote the exact opposite way of everything she had just been saying. So I almost have to respect it, almost.
Respect the troll. Game where it's due. Now, on a serious note, what brings you to this thing, this nerd convention bullshit, whatever? There's a lot of podcasters who are in your space and sphere who think that all of this is nonsense, what makes you think that the Mises Caucus is worth the investment or the time or whatever, or the Libertarian Party is even worth coming out for?
Well, yeah, I joined the Libertarian Party in 2020, and it was still a joke, and it was really disappointing. That's why I never had gotten involved in it earlier, because it's been a joke. But, I mean, the two parties that we're supposed to vote for are also a joke. They're terrible. Like, they never put up anyone remotely good at all, and anyone who comes close to being anything that we like never makes it anywhere. So, it would be nice if people could coalesce around these ideas and organize without, like, a national party structure. But whenever anyone's asking me about libertarians, they're never asking about the movement or who's writing a book or who's starting a new podcast. It's, wow, who are you guys going to run for president in 2 years, and who are you running for Congress and whatever. So it seems like this is going to exist either way, whether or not you're involved with it. It's the third largest political party in the country, and has a pretty good track record of getting on the ballot and getting votes. So if all those things seem basically inevitable, then why not try to at least harness this power into something good? Because if you're going to run as a libertarian and you're just going to basically be a Republican or basically be a Democrat, then you're just, running and getting less votes and having less money at your disposal, but basically just being the same thing on a lower level. So if we're going to be libertarians and we're going to run for office and we're going to have campaigns, we might as well, present something radically different and radically libertarian. So that's why I've decided to come here as a delegate and get involved and try to facilitate the Mises Caucus takeover.
Now, in that facilitation, Josh or Eric?
Josh.
How so? Why so?
Well, I'm afraid of what'll happen to my clout as a podcaster if I vote for Eric, so.
It's because he's gay, right?
Eric or Josh?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. You seem like the type that in a couple of years, you'll be a post-libertarian. Your thoughts?
Ouch, that hurts.
I'm totally joking, but a lot of people get really radicalized, really into the really edgy stuff, and then we've seen the Pete Quinonez's and stuff, who I love, fall off and do their own thing. You seem to me like you came in doing the Unite Liberty stuff, which I was all about, and then you're more of the edgy stuff. I hope that you don't, and I don't think that you will personally, but it seems like the trajectory for people in that kind of mindset goes towards, yeah, I'm edgy, and now I'm edgy because I'm done with this thing. If the Mises Caucus doesn't get clean sweep, are you still in on this thing? And no judgment here if you're not, because I'm down, whatever.
Yeah, I think I'll still be in. I mean, it depends on how futile all this effort ends up being. I mean, if it goes nowhere and we just run another milquetoast candidate for president and nothing about the party structure or mission.
Bill Weld for president 2024. What would you do?
Yeah, I'd be tempted to vote for Trump, just as out of spite. But I mean,
how about Joe Jorgensen?
Same answer. But in all honesty, when it comes to the post-libertarian stuff and the edginess and I'll start with the unity stuff, actually. I still believe everything I said about unity from a year and a half ago. The difference being there was a much smaller number of people who had actively tried to burn me at that point. And, since then, a lot of people have really either tried to completely discredit me, call me something I'm not. I've been accused of trying to cover up crimes, all sorts of heinous shit. And fuck those people. If you do that, I can't work with you anymore. So the spirit of it's still the same. If you want to throw all that shit away and just focus on liberty, I don't really care if you're not as radical as I am or not as funny or, aren't exactly the same.
Based.
Exactly. If you're not as based as me, it's fine. But if you're going to focus more on trying to tear people down and discredit people and slander them, then yeah, get fucked. I don't want anything to do with you. And then I think, you see some takes from a lot of Lolberts who create validity for the post-libertarians, basically. They kind of justify each other's existence almost. And I think the irony of becoming a post-libertarian is it starts out as being like real edgy, but then you just basically end up becoming someone who's pushing for the same old that we used to 10 years ago. So it's just like I don't really get the attraction there.
So what do you hope happens here? Who do you hope it wins all around? What is your best outcome here, and what does that mean for liberty? And any final thoughts you have, and give plugs. And I'm going to give you the mic now, and you talk to the camera and say whatever you want.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll be voting for Angela for chair, Josh Smith for vice chair. I'm hoping that the Mises Caucus basically takes a clean sweep. And I'm hoping that people who aren't 100% on board with the Mises Caucus, that they realize that, we're not their enemies, as long as, like I said a couple minutes ago, that you care about promoting liberty first and the secondary bullshit just stays secondary. And then in the next couple years, I'd like to see the Libertarian Party weaponize talent and potential instead of just wasting money on races we know we can't win, but using, this guy who can kind of throw stuff together with videos occasionally if he tries really hard. But then also candidates who are willing to really be bold and put a strong message out there. I'd like to see the Libertarian Party actually acknowledge their existence and get behind them. But yes, I'm Reed Coverdale of the Naturalist Capitalist podcast. My show's on YouTube, Odyssey, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that. And I'm on Twitter, Instagram, all those mainstream media platforms. So make sure you go follow me and subscribe.
No, I just had Toad on a second ago, and he said that you were coercing him into gay activity. Also, your boy, your head honcho, Nick Fuentes, just got called out for trans porn. Do you have any thoughts on that before we go?
The accusations about Toad are true, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially in Nevada.
Especially Libertarian Party stuff in Nevada?
Yeah, I think Nevada is the only state where it's legal for me to pay him if I'm not videoing the sexual intercourse at the same time.
Dope.
And as far as Nick Fuentes goes, dude, I don't understand how you can be someone who hates organized Jewry, but then you constantly dick suck the father-in-law of Jared Kushner. Don't understand that. So,
thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Today's episode is sponsored by Astero's Cybersecurity Services. These days, organizations of all sizes are targets for cyber criminals, disgruntled employees, or even nation-state attackers. Astero's performs cybersecurity services providing expert guidance to help organizations defend against threats and protect their data. Astero specializes in penetration testing, where they perform ethical hacking on networks, web apps, or organizations as a whole to simulate what an attacker would do and plug the discovered holes before anyone malicious finds and exploits them. Asteros also specializes in vulnerability management, security awareness training, phishing simulations, cloud security audits, compliance readiness assessments, and much more. As technology expands, it becomes easier and easier to run a business, but if your security is not growing along with your company, then you're going to run into problems. If you don't personally have a company of your own, definitely pass this information along to someone who does, because for a limited time, Asteros is offering companies an attack surface audit completely free. Let Asteros discover potential entry points to your network and how susceptible your company or organization is to cyber attacks. To learn more and to take advantage of this essential offer, just go to asteros.com/free. That's Asteros, ASTEROS.com/free. That's right. For the future. We are here at the Libertarian National Convention in Reno with the one and only Spike Cohen. Spikel McCowakin from the Libertarian Party, last running as presidential vice president, something or other. Spike, hey, what's up?
Good. I'm doing good. How are you? That's not what you asked. What's up? Nothing. Actually, everything is up. You know what else is up? Is we have launched You Are the Power. You're
dope.
Wondering what it is?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you asked. You Are the Power is the grassroots network we need to spread liberty in our time. I know you're probably thinking, wow, that's great. How can I get involved?
Yeah.
That's good, because here's how you can get involved. You can go to youarethepower.net right now and sign up for free. Membership is free. You can get involved today. We're going to set America free.
So, Spike, Mises Caucus taking over and all that stuff, all the controversial stuff. How do you feel about that?
I have no feelings about that. No.
Cool. All right.
I think that whoever wins is going to win, and I think that it sounds like the worst thing. No, I think, listen, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We're all already here. It's pretty much all over but the crying, and we're going to see what happens. Whoever wins, go win. Go spread liberty far and wide. And if you do a great job, great. We'll all join you and we'll all be happy. If you fail, great. We'll learn from it. If it's somewhere in between, great. We'll learn from the failures and we'll celebrate and expand upon the victories. And we just need to focus on that. I think we have gotten really too deep into collectivizing people into these different groups and factions. We've created almost like a duopoly within the party. And I think we need to look at each other as individuals who are trying to spread freedom in all of our different ways. And whoever ends up winning this thing, because we use the democratic process for this system that we have here in the party, which means there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. Whoever wins, let's see what they do, and if they do a great job, great. If they don't, we learn from it. It's as simple as that.
Oh, wow. A very, adult, human, rational approach to things. First question, how dare you?
Yeah, well, you're a Nazi.
Fair. Now, tell me more about You Are the Power.
To a Nazi? No. What I saw in the Liberty Movement is that we are focusing a lot on our ideas and on spreading ideas. And that's good, and we need to do that. That's an important part of it. We need to be spreading solutions right now, and ideas are not in and of themselves solutions. Ideas being implemented are solutions. And we have a lot of buy-in required for someone to join this party. In order for someone to get involved in this party, in this movement, they have to join a small party that very rarely wins elections, and that takes a lot of resources and effort to be involved in, and you have to get involved in party politics, which a lot of people don't want to do. What we're doing is creating something that is outside of, adjacent to, and running in parallel with the goals of the Libertarian Party. So if someone agrees with us on even one issue, we can work together on that one issue in their community, win on that issue, get candidates elected on that issue, spread liberty without it being tied to a specific party or even, honestly, even a specific ideology. It's based on that one issue, getting someone elected, and oops, we helped spread liberty in the meantime and brought people into the party and the movement.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of people have approached me and said, hey, Dan, do you know who started this You Are the Power thing and where that phrase came from?
Mystery. It's a mystery.
I told them I don't know. I would have to ask Spike.
The rumor is that Spike Cohen fell asleep, was asleep, and had a vision of a man from Illinois who was burning. It was like a burning bush, but it was a burning man.
Burning cornfield, probably?
Yes, soy, a soy field, with a man from Illinois who emerged and said, "You are the power." And I said, that's a great catchphrase. I'm going to steal it and ride it for the rest of my life. No, Dan.
The end.
This guy came up with "You are the power." And I said, hey,
don't take my question and make it serious.
Who are you?
Dan Smoltz, I think. Schmaltz, yes.
No, this guy did it. This guy right here, he did it. And I said, can I steal this from you and use it for the rest of my life? And he said, yeah.
I said, I'm a libertarian. I don't believe in IP, so I have no choice because I'm a principled libertarian, but to give you my content.
Yes, and I said, good, because then I'm going to have you make a bunch of videos about it. Like it's my idea. No, listen, I have nothing but the best to say about Dan, about you. I'm speaking about you in the third person. You, I don't want to talk to you, but I have nothing but the best things to say about Dan and the work that he does.
I already know.
Dan is fantastic. He is just incredible. I am so happy to be working with him on this and to have him be a part of this, especially since he came up with the name and even before he knew what it was. And he didn't even, so I came up with the idea for the actual organization. He came up with the name, which I just use for everything.
Like 2 years before. So I was like a prophet. I was like, I've got this idea, and you're going to make a business out of this at some point.
You were my burning bush.
So what brings you out to this clusterfuck of camaraderie / stabbing each other in the back? Politics, basically? What brings you here? You're running for president, right?
No, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing for 2024. I do know what I'm doing right now, and that is in the midst of a lot of infighting, a lot of finger pointing, a lot of blame gaming, a lot of people trying to figure out how to move forward through all of that, I am giving people an opportunity to work together or even work separately, but within the same group, to spread liberty in their communities, to bring people into the liberty movement, to win goals for libertarianism now and not wait for some, utopian pipe dream future where libertarians have taken over everything, and create the baseline for us to be able to actually do that.
I like it. Now, you recently went on a podcast by Patrick Bet David. Is that it? Okay. So, and you had some words about your running mate. Would you like, without me asking any questions that I might ask if you don't address them, do you have any thoughts on how that went?
When I ran for the vice presidential nomination, I said that I would work with whoever the presidential candidate was, and it ended up being Joe, to help.
Now, let me butt in there real quick and ask you, as a libertarian, we really push for this idea of ranked choice voting.
Yes.
Is it possible? Is it possible that we've defeated our own point with ranked choice voting?
I don't think it would have turned out differently. Joe was everyone's second, third, fourth pick, right?
Are you sure? There's no way of telling.
There's no way of telling, but I think the problem with having first past the post voting is everyone already starts doing their strategic thinking, their consensus building beforehand. I'm not sure it wouldn't have led to the exact same outcome. Justin Amash wasn't in the race. Jacob Hornberger made some missteps at the end there. Jim Gray apparently wanted to make one of his main campaign points arresting people for spreading literature about fully informed juries and jury nullification. Or at least he just kept talking about it. And there were all these different things that happened that laid the groundwork for the person who had made the least controversy because she hadn't said much to get it.
Now, the interview got a little bit controversial there. Some stuff. Yeah. So, can you speak toward the controversy more of when she was on the show before that led to having...
Oh, the controversy of Joe Jorgensen being
Yes.
on the TV show. Yes.
Agreed.
That was... Well, what can be said about that?
That is my question, literally. That is the question.
I want to thank Joe for that, because as Patrick said at the beginning of his episode with me and Larry and Dave, I keep trying to say Larry David. Larry and then another person named Dave Smith, having us on the show was precisely because of Joe being on the show and Patrick not wanting that to be the main takeaway from his audience of what libertarianism was.
Which is telling.
You called it a controversy, not me. Actually, wait, no, I did. I called it a controversy, not you.
It doesn't matter who called it that. It just is.
It is. Whatever will be, will be. And what be that time was that an incredible opportunity for libertarians to come in and set the record was made there. And so we will always be eternally grateful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the most important question that the people are asking is, how many shots would it take for a woman to be not responsible for her own actions, Spike Cohen? Go ahead.
I don't have an exact number. I would assume.
Is it 13?
It's probably, I would imagine, considerably less than 12. I think Dave would probably tell you that he wishes he hadn't said 12 and had maybe just said a few, or even just drunk instead of saying 12 shots of alcohol.
I think that's his campaign strategy, though, according to Joe Jorgensen.
According to Joe Jorgensen, that is both his campaign and dating strategy. I spoke with Dave about this, and he said, I'm married. My strategy at this point is just to make sure the kids are asleep. Right. So that's...
And 8. I mean, when you're married, you don't need 12. Maybe 8, though. Okay. You've been married for a while, right? How many shots? Just kidding. Sure. Thoughts on this evil Dave Smith fellow that people keep talking about and his I don't know. Joe Jorgensen was asked about his campaign strategy and what she disagrees with him on in campaign, and she brought up rape. So I guess that's his campaign strategy. What are your thoughts on Dave Smith and his very pro-rape? Yes, rape-centric. That's his strategy.
Dave Smith's rape-centric campaign strategy. And
that's fair.
Who that offends. If Big Rape is upset by me finally exposing this, then good. Good.
I think Big Rape was Spike's rapper name when he made the. I don't know. We can't confirm because he won't release it.
Yeah, the rape lobby.
Dave Smith.
In general, what do I think about Dave Smith?
Yeah, and his rape strategy.
Well, I want to put the rape strategy aside because I think at the end of
it seems pretty important to the American people.
Dave Smith's rape-centric strategy of running for office is clearly what is wrong with this party and why we don't win. Okay, so but putting that aside, if one can put something like that aside,
it would be tough.
Let's try to put it aside. No, listen, Dave is getting a lot of attention out there. He's helping spread the message. There are things we disagree on, but that's true of anyone. I think that, if we're really going to have the conversation about the clip of him talking about date rape, it's been, I think, 3 or 4 months now since I've seen it. I don't remember, but if I recall, he was saying basically drunken but consensual sex isn't rape, and doing that spits in the face of actual rape victims. Obviously, probably 12 was the wrong number to give. Maybe could have just said drunk and not 12. But I think that was the point he was trying to make. And I just wish he'd stop centering his electoral strategy on it. If only for strategic reasons, it's not.
There's a certain demographic that speaks to.
The rapey.
You never know.
There's a single issue voter and then there's a single issue voter, right?
My personal sole issue is on how many shots before rape. But what's next for Spike Cohen?
But talking about literally anything else but this for the rest of my life. No, we're just going to continue expanding You Are the Power. We launched last week officially, and we already are busting through all of the benchmarks that we had set that we would hope to meet. We've already blown through all of those. We were hoping to reach a certain level of membership and recurring donations after Reno. We did more than that before Reno, so now we're setting new goals and blowing through those. The whole thing is we're just trying to spread liberty, and we're trying to create an environment for activists to work together and to be able to spread liberty and it's a decentralized platform. Go to youarethepower.net, you can find out more, but it's a decentralized platform because it allows, I want there to be 1,000 different things that are happening at once. I don't want this to be a top-down, okay, now we're doing this, now we're doing this. Now it's here are our goals, here are our values, here are is the guidance and tools and best practices of how to do this. Now go do it. And if you don't like working with this person, then don't. You don't have to fight against them, just don't. Just work, just let them do their thing, you do your thing. Or even if you disagree with someone, you go do your thing, they do their thing. And that allows for a dynamic nature of action. It's spontaneous human action as policy, and that's what we're doing.
So with this, what brings you to this Nerd Fest exactly? Because with all the controversy and everything, do you have a side? Are you pushing for a certain outcome, or are you just kind of here to represent the organization?
I'm the head of the Waffle House caucus, and we forgot to nominate anyone, so I don't have any. Yeah, every time and they're like, who are you endorsing? I'm like, yeah. So in 24, we're definitely endorsing people. No, I don't really. I don't care what faction is in charge, okay? I want whoever is in charge that is going to spread liberty, that is going to use this party in an effective way to get candidates elected, to then effectively have those candidates know how to not just get elected, but actually do something once they get elected, nullification, and that's the kind of stuff that we need to do. And I don't care what caucus you're in. I don't care if you're Mises or Prague or Radical or some whatever things I haven't even heard of yet. I don't care. Or if you're in multiples of those, that doesn't matter to me. So I don't really have a side in this fight other than I want whoever is going to do the best in spreading liberty to win.
And so what brings you out is, got a new business? You want to make some money? Is that it? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I am here because if every single person here gave me $150, I would never have to work again in my life. I've done the math. Wait. $1,500.
Very close.
I'd never have to work again. Wait, how many people are here?
Like 12.
$7.3 million.
What does bring you out, though?
I'm here for you.
Just to promote.
I originally wasn't even planning on coming here. And then I realized once the timing worked that we were going to be able to launch You Are the Power in time for it. We got the booth. We're doing a breakout session tomorrow. Saturday. We're doing a breakout session on Saturday to talk more about You Are the Power and the activism that we're doing and how people can get involved. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to say, whatever you guys choose for your chair, vice chair, whatever else, whatever you do with your bylaws, your platform, whatever else, we all want to win for liberty. Here is a way that we can do it outside of the party to help the party and to help the movement.
Awesome. Now, we'll wrap up here. Spike Cohen, I'll leave you with this. I love you with all my heart. Now, tell people anything that you want to tell them. Anything about anything that's going on in the world, any topic, whatever's most dear to you. And then tell them where they can find out more information about you. I'm going to give you the mic, and the floor is yours.
I get to hold the microphone? I'm going to hold the microphone. Folks, I don't think I'm the first person to hold this microphone with no idea what I'm going to say. And I doubt I'll be the last. But I will tell you this. I am good at stretching out a moment of not saying anything, but doing so in a way that connects. That connects. No, I'm here for You Are the Power. If you want to be a part of the movement to spread liberty around the world, then it's youarethepower.net. Love to have you be a part of it. Membership is free. You can sign up now. Youarethepower.net. It's youarethepower.net. Also, you can go to youarethepower.net and be a part. Is this live? I hope this is live.
Yeah.
Okay, good,
Sure.
good. Yeah, good.
Live in the future.
Share this now. Youarethepower.net. Youarethepower.net. You too can go. You gave me the. I'm Spike Cohen, and youarethepower.net. But just the youarethepower.net pod, not I'm Spike Cohen and youarethepower.net. We should probably get that domain name. Youarethepower.net. Thank you. I don't mind standing here. I don't mind it.
You're killing it.
No. Are the views going up? Are the live views going up? Good, good.
Tell them to like and subscribe.
Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell if it's on YouTube. And if it's on Vimeo, apparently you can just download it. Bye, everybody.
Have you guys heard of Matt Miller? He's not only the guy who paints those amazing portraits of all your favorite heroes in the liberty movement and in pop culture, but he's also now an official sponsor of this show. From Murray Rothbard to Ron Paul, Dr. Robert Malone to Darth Maul, Matt Miller's Liberty Portraits has something fun for everyone to spice up your home or office and showcase your heroes. Go check out his incredible work at libertyportraits.com. Grab a print to impress your friends, hire him for a custom portrait, or bring him out to a festival to capture your event in real life in a beautiful and unique way. To find out more, just head over to libertyportraits.com. Once again, that is libertyportraits.com.
Man, I'm really looking forward to the future of the Libertarian Party right now. Are you guys? Man. All I want to do is this freedom and liberty shit. You know who said that? It was Maj Toure. That's my favorite Tweet of the Year award right there. I love this guy. You guys know him. He's the leader of Black Guns Matter. And the solutionary movement from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Maj Toure. My man. Great to see you, man.
What's up? Hey, y'all are smiling now. This is where it gets grim. You're about to change America. That means you're the enemy of the state. I hear a lot of very spirited energy, and that's good. That's cute. pretty soon, the two wings of the bird that we are in are going to start dropping off bags of money to some of you. Some of you will be threatened. Some of you will be intimidated. Some of you are going to fold. I hope, pray, meditate that it's none of us. But my time in Philadelphia tells me that everybody with a gun is not a shooter. The challenge that I have for you, don't clap. The challenge that I have for you is to make everything that I'm saying wrong. Make it wrong that no one here folds. No, nobody folded. Maj was wrong. Make it wrong that when they come with the money to just step out of the race, nah, we're trying to make Maj wrong. They have an unlimited amount of resources. You are a threat. Mike Heiss should be protected at all costs. And you are an effective movement that has the potential outside of the things that they've said. They said everybody in here was a Nazi. Right. You have the effective potential to galvanize urban America, working class America, blue collar America. You have the potential for that. So I just want you to reflect on that. And I want you to have copious amounts of wine tonight and beer and whiskey and bourbon and the stuff from Kentucky and all of that. I want you to have a good time. But as Angela said, liberty is dangerous. Treat it as such. The people that have made a very comfortable way for themselves by keeping the people that you are going to awaken sleep don't like the money that you're about to impact. They don't like that you're about to 50,000 jobs being gone from those embassies. They don't like that you talking about taxation is theft. They don't want you to audit the Fed. And I say this not because I think like it's a loser situation. I say this because as I look around, nah, you can actually win. And not like just a moral victory, like an actual victory. But then, when the dog chasing the bus catches the bus, then what? Okay, but what does victory look like? Everybody likes the Rocky story. He lost the first fight. Then he won. Then he was sleeping on silk sheets and had Lamborghinis and lost his purpose. So what I challenge you to do is, don't let that happen. I actually have a solution. But I do not think that most of you are built for it. I don't. Love you all. I do not think that you have the internal fortitude to fight what's going to be thrown at you. Hopefully, you'll make me wrong. First step. How many black people are in here? The guy in the back, the hair, me, Zuby. You're not black, you're clear. It's Larry Bird. On a serious note, urban America needs your message and your movement. That's where the stranglehold is. I promise you, if you reach out, translate the message effectively, develop relationships, work with liaisons that speak the language that you may not, I guarantee you, if you present liberty and the liberty movement as is, you will transform urban America like that. It's true. That was my Trump joint. It's true. It's true. However, it's going to be challenging. Second thing, you guys had a great victory. It's a landslide. Well, like Scott said, it's not necessarily a landslide, but the energy's right, and the win is pretty much secured, right? Now, you have a splintered movement. Your siblings that you fought with for some time now, you have to bring them back into the fold. If they don't want to, they have the liberty to not. But your job is to extend the olive branch. Siblings fight, but when we go outside, nobody's beating us up from the outside. Those two things will not only secure the victory for you long term, for us long term, but it's also going to be one of the most challenging things that you're ever going to have to do. To make peace with someone that slandered you, lied, did all of this strange stuff with the numbers in certain states. I'm not going to say any names. But it happened. I had an entire party tell me that and told the media when I was running for city council that this guy's a troublemaker from this same party. I want peace for them, and I want them to come back into the fold properly. You're clapping, but I'll leave with this. I don't think you have the internal fortitude to do it. I think you all will lose because you will not be disciplined enough to stick to the script to make the liberty movement move forward. And hopefully in a year, 2 or 3, I'll come back and everyone here will say, Maj, you were wrong. Peace.
All right. Now, before we get to our headliners, we got some great ones. We got a video to show you guys by Dan Smots.
The Mises Caucus and the Libertarian Party has a job on their hands to make sure that Libertarian Party represents the views of libertarianism. They stand up for these.
Libertarians are the inheritors of an exceptionally venerable tradition of ideas that is noble and beautiful. And that carries with it a grave responsibility. We must be true to that inheritance. Enough putting people to sleep already. It's time we finally woke them up.
The people know about it. They're awakening to this. They're listening to this message. It's up to us to do something about it.
People crave authenticity.
If you're going to get involved, this is serious, you better have some fun.
This caucus is 3 years old, and it is the force in the Libertarian Party today.
I sort of have to chuckle when they describe you and me as being dangerous.
I'm not going to let the people who apologize for our torturers tell me they're offended by my joke.
You have a right to do things that are very controversial. You're not up there trying to crack silly jokes. You're up there sending a message.
This is who we are. We are the Ron Paul Army. That's who we are.
We are dangerous to the status quo of this country.
We are in the business of ending genocide. End the lockdowns, end the wars, and there is no force on this earth powerful enough
to stop an idea whose time has come.
We weren't here to fight with other libertarians. We're here for the revolution.
Freedom is popular, don't you know that?
When Ron Paul would inspire all of those tens of thousands of young people to come out at every single event, well, we're those people.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe on your way out and help us change the world one uncomfortable conversation at a time. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, go join the Downers Club at patreon.com/thesystemsdown for bonus episodes of the show every single week. Until next time, please continue to question everything, stay uncomfortable, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks.
This has been a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.